Peace, peace. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I know I put coffee time 38, but it's actually coffee time episode 39. Coffee time episode 39. And I wanted to discuss a couple things this morning. Got a 7-8 minute ride to the spot, so wanted to discuss, our government, man, our government and money, this hurricane damage. I don't think people really understand how much damage this hurricane did. A lot of the footage is just coming out. The hurricane really tore up North Carolina. Those are one of the areas, and some other states, but in particular, the hurricane really did a lot of damage. It really destroyed a lot. So the FEMA FEMA has allocated, $750 for people per person, and a lot of people are upset because they feel like $750 is no money. The vice president announced that FEMA will give each person $750, not each person, but each household $750, so they can get some of the things that they necessarily need. Maybe it might be groceries, because a lot of times when you have those hurricane situations, you lose everything. Not everybody, but a lot of people lose everything. You lose your house, you lose everything in your house, and I don't know if anybody ever been in any disasters or fires. You lose, just your basic identification you may lose in those type of situations. So a lot of people are upset about the $750 that they're getting or may be eligible for, and they rightfully so. I understand them being upset because we have given officially Ukraine $131 billion so they could fight that war with Russia. Like we're basically, the money behind a war. Whether we want to admit it or not, we're basically fighting Russia in a proxy war, and it's really disheartening. And then people are struggling. It's amazing when I talk to people and you hear things from people. A lot of people may look at their personal situation and say they doing all right, and rightfully so, they may be doing all right. But they don't understand that neighbor that they have that's not saying nothing, or a family member that they have that's not saying nothing, that family member is struggling. That neighbor is struggling. You look at some of the statistics, you listen to some of the things on the radio, you got the strike with the ILA on the East Coast going on, and rightfully so, they should get the money that they deserve. But even with that, not to take the conversation too far, but their president, didn't know the room, in my opinion. He got on local news and national news and said they wanted more money, and he makes over $900,000 a year, and got, a boat, house, all this, and he's saying he want more money, and like I said, rightfully so. Those longshoremen, those men and women, they deserve more money. However, when he says that they deserve more money and people look at how much money they make based off of what they're personally going through, it doesn't come off well, because we have to understand that in other parts of this country, in a large portion of this country, people are really struggling. People are really struggling, man. People are out here hurting. People out here having rough times. Groceries is kicking people in the ass, so forth and so on. And then you had the director of Homeland Security come out, and this is a major hurricane. Most hurricanes are not, that don't do as much damage as Helene has done. However, you had the director of Homeland Security come out and say, we don't have enough funding for hurricane season. What? Are we serious here? No, are we serious? The American people cannot handle that. Like, we got to understand what's going on, and I get it. A lot of people in their administration, whether it's this presidency, whether President Trump had to deal with COVID, President Obama had to deal with Superstorm Sandy and some other things. President Bush had to deal with Katrina and the aftermath. So these things happen during people's presidency, and a lot of times you can lose your presidency or your bid to be presidency based off of how you handle these things. So I'm gonna just say, for those of us that's watching, in tune to what's going on and paying attention, this government is basically saying they ain't got no money, but most of our money is getting sent over to Ukraine. And we should have a problem with that. People are out here hurting. So that's all I wanted to holler at people with, just talk about that. And, you guys have a great day, man. And y'all stay in tune with what's going on. Peace.